What's up, guys? It's Noble Nick here. We got Silly Scaper. We're both going to be opening a few boxes from the new Embers of War.
Yes.
So I actually ended up getting one of this one, three of those, three of the other common, one of those, and of course I ended up getting three of them because of separate orders. But make sure you guys are going to your tournaments because I won a gift card that got me this third box. And then this third one came from me using Renegade points. I got $25 off. But anyway, we're going to get into it. And these are unpainted other than the Deflectron.
Comes down.
But we're going to start with the Heroes of Arboreus. They're from Arboreus because they're those wizards, those new wizards. We got 2 new beasts and 3 new heroes, and we'll go over the cards a little bit. And I'll give him the camera. I'll open these 3, and then Alex will open the other couple of them. Then I'll put the cards in their little
Cards.
thing, and I'll read the back.
There we
So
go.
here's the front. You saw that. Here's the back. You can pause that if you want to read it too. But it says, Battle of all time. The Wizards of Arboreus are not a monolith. Each seeks to refine their power in connection to the natural world, but their methods could not be more diverse. While some may cultivate groves, others exert their arcane power to break the minds of beasts or person alike. Obviously, we've seen a couple other, like Iwashia and Pelusia.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll do these figures and then I'll read the cards. Well, I'll read the card as I do each figure.
And these guys, if you did get them, you've been getting the others too before, and you would have the rest of the Dryad. Dryan, sorry. I can't speak.
So we'll start with Channa from Arboreus.
The Beast.
And Ular Beast. Channa here has those abilities. I'm going to read them. I guess Alex can show off the figure while I do.
Sure.
She's got 6 looking, or 4 wings? I can't tell.
That looks pretty good.
But
4.
Yeah, they're very detailed. This is a small 4. She's a Zenith Wing, a Beast, Merciful again. So if you're doing battle where you have personalities, that can go with Raylan, which is cool, because Raylan does defense and Channa heals. Channa here does Renew 12. So I'm just going to start with the abilities. If Channa, the Zenith Wing, is within 5 clear sight spaces of a wizard that you control, instead of attacking, you may roll the 20-sided die. If you get a 12 or higher, you may remove 1 wound. So you get a quarter of a chance from a friendly beast or a wizard adjacent to Channa. But she has to be close to wizard to use that.
But she can fly around and heal, which is nice, because flying is
and she
very
has
effective.
Stealth fly, which
that
means
makes even better.
She can move around even easier.
So if you really want to get her to heal, yeah.
And then 30 points, that's a pretty nice little amount to throw her in. Technically, I mean, you only want to use her with wizards, but you could throw her in anything, really. If you got 30 points left, and you can only use 1 figure, most of the time you use Sasamu or something, but Channa's pretty good.
If you got a bunch of wizards, and you, 30 points, and it's a good healer, so.
And it says a wizard you control, so you could throw her in the elf army if you have 30 points extra as well.
So yeah, give you a little extra,
but
possibilities for fillers.
Survivability, 3 defense, 3 life isn't super good.
Mm-hmm.
But 5 stealth flying is quick, and 2 attack is a little low, but she heals. So
yeah.
For 30 points, not too bad.
I would say it's probably the weakest unit of the box, I would say, but she's not meant to be like a big hitter. She's meant to be like a support.
Well, none of the beasts are made to be hitters. They're just supposed to help these guys.
Yeah.
So now we got a wizard card, so we're going to go with Garushia Grovekeeper.
And this one I really was interested in.
It's got spikes and vines all over the place that Alex can show you.
Yep.
And it's decent size, actually. Some people were complaining about the size. I actually don't think any of them are that far off. Medium 5. I mean, that's pretty close. Obviously, it's wide, but height-wise, it's pretty close. From pictures, it looked a little different. I was even thinking, but anyway. Dryan Wizard Patient, medium 5. 3 defense, 6 life, lives a little longer than normal. 5 move, normal, 4 attack, higher than normal. 90 points, slightly higher than normal, but that's already good at those stats. And with 4 powers, that's definitely not bad. And in low figure count, these wizards are definitely nice. We got Command Familiar. Obviously, you can take a turn with a small or medium beast before her, because she's a wizard, one of the new ones. She has Wicked Thorns. If an enemy small or medium figure moves adjacent to her on a space where that figure could end its movement, roll a 20-sided die. If you get a 10 or higher, that figure ends its movement. So 50% chance to end the movement. I don't even know why I like that.
Go.
Sorry. Here we go. So 50% chance to end the enemy small or medium figure's movement. And lower their attack by 1. So 50% chance to do both of those things is pretty sweet. And then you have a 15% chance with an 18 or higher to inflict a wound as well. And you could always hit Loden or something to increase that chance. So this beast is more in the front of the battle. You could have Garusha, and then Iwashia could be in the back being defended by Garusha and the vines. And you could just be taking hits and lowering attack on people while Iwashia is washing everybody away. So then you got Reach. If an enemy figure is within 2 spaces, no more than 9 levels high or 3 below, Garusha may add 1 to Garusha's range when attacking that figure. So 2 range is definitely nice. You can avoid Counter-Strike. And on a lot of competitive maps, kind of like this one here, there's little height spots in different places. So if you're here, you can hit anybody here. If you're here, you can hit anybody coming up here. So that ends up being pretty useful, because then you can get attacks down on people of 5 a lot easier. So now she hits hard and survives long. And then Gift of the Force is another one at the end of the round, so not turn, but at the end of the round, she is next to a tree or bush. You may remove 1 wound marker. There's lots of different trees and bushes on maps, so she can lower your attack, slow you down, heal, hit you hard, and has a little bit of range, and can bond. Not many figures can do much more than that.
Yeah, so I like that one. So I'm really excited to play this one.
Yeah, and you could even pair her with Channa and heal her even more often.
Yep.
So that's tough.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we got one that's quite similar looking that you could also pair with anybody really, but I actually think this one goes better with Iwashia because of the blocking.
Maybe notice it is smaller.
Definitely smaller. It says small 4, so it's 1 smaller. That makes sense. And
in the lore, they were originally friends, but not anymore.
So this one's Utgar. Last one was Aquila, by the way.
Yep.
This one's Utgar. Vrona the Brambletooth is a unique hero, a beast, confident, small 4. Survivability's not too bad with defense of 4 and life of 3. A little below average, not too bad. That's one of the I think that's the longest survivable beast we have now of the new ones. Then we got normal move of 5, a little lower attack of 2, and only 45 points. So that's a little higher for some of the beasts, but it survives longer, and this power, Sharp Thorns, is the same as what Garusha has, so you can slow people down, lower their attack, and even wound them. You could wound people without even having a turn on them, so that ends up being a pretty good ability. So I'm not going to say much about that, because we just said a lot about that ability.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to the next wizard. another Aquila wizard. Got hair coming down here. Basically, she's made of wood and has those antlers that a lot of them have.
I always kind of thought when I saw a picture of her, she kind of looked like almost like she's like a puppet because she's like acts like a puppet master, and she kind of looks like she's like a puppet.
Well, I think she looks more like from Skyrim. You got the Atronach.
Oh yeah, I definitely see
not
that.
The Atronach. The
what are those? Spriggans, yes.
Yeah, but she's Dryan, a wizard, a confident wizard again, medium 6, so a little tall. I mean, height-wise, yeah, she's a little taller. She doesn't look real big, but she is a little taller. So.
Yeah, the antlers kind of give her a little extra height.
She lives a little longer with 6 life, 3 defense, 110 points is a little steep compared to some of the ones we've had. Only 1 attack, but obviously there's something going on here, and that's going to be her, let's see which one. Yeah, Staff of Corruperin. Basically, she gets to roll her attack and then gets 2 auto skulls. So it's basically like having 5 attack, but your max roll on regular height and everything is 3. So, but it's like having 5 attack, it's just more reliable to not blank. And then you got Command Familiar, same thing. Bond of Smaller Medium Beast. That's always nice. And then Marachat's Whisper. After revealing an order marker on this card and taking a turn with her, you may choose a unique hero within 2 spaces. You can add 3 if it's a hero you control. So if you get 16 or higher, or if it's yours and you get a 13 or higher, you take temporary control of that hero and immediately take a turn with them. After taking a turn, that turn, control of the chosen hero returns to the previous owner. Any order markers stay how they were. So,
that's the part maybe I joke about being a puppet master looking because you can like control.
Well, basically that's a quarter of a chance, or higher if it's your figure, to be able to bond with any hero. So you could, I don't know, you could have Q10 in your bonding, or you could have Krug, or
possibilities are endless.
Nimring, or I don't know, Hydra, anything.
Another creature with reach.
or someone else could have something like Torkoal Knowledge running at you, and all of a sudden you stomp over all the nag rubs.
Oh gosh.
That they have. So that's pretty cool, because you can move a familiar, move her, and then potentially bond with somebody else. And now we come to the best figure in the pack, who is a large 8, which is pretty big.
I did not think she was that big, but she is.
Well, large 8 is a big figure.
I know, I visualized it a little bit smaller, but...
We'll see height here, we got what? This was 6, so... Maybe a fuzz bigger than expected, but... yeah, this one's supposed to... Ever since Avalon Hill, this one was really looked at upon. The cape's cool. The feet aren't touching the ground.
Yeah, so she's actually a little shorter. She's just floating, so I mean, not that much.
This is Utgar. This is a giant, sorry, not giant. It's a Dryan wizard that's arrogant. A large 8. Move is normal, attack's normal, life's normal 5, but survivability is a little higher because defense is 4. 125 points. There's a lot of powers though. Flying, so now she's quicker than normal. Calm the beast. While defending against an attack from a beast, Hollow Shot increases her defense by 2, which would be 6. So if you're facing another wizard army or Arrowgret army, Hollow Shot has a lot better chance to live longer. Like an Ice Troll attacking you for 5, you have defense of 6. Means you probably won't really be taking wounds. And then we have Command the Wild. So you can bond with 2 small, medium, or large beasts you control, meaning all the new beasts, Ice Troll, Berserker. You can there's some customs too, but you can bond with 2 Ice Troll Berserkers. So you could take turn with 2 figures that can heal 1 wound each or more if they're on snow and ice, and hit for 5 attack, and then use this figure who can attack with a normal attack of 3 with a range of 1, and before or after that attack with a range attack of 6 with an attack of 2. So you get 2 attacks from this one, and 2 beasts can go. So you can get 2 or more attacks from that. 2 of which could be like ice trolls, which hit really hard.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have an army of like 4 ice trolls and Halachot going around, just hitting and healing, and Halachot finishing them off if they didn't get the job
Which
done.
is pretty cool.
Yeah. So, yeah, and it's always nice to have a little range.
Yeah. If you notice on the figure, people who haven't noticed when they watch the video, she has like snakes wrapped around her arms.
Yeah, there's snakes coming off right here and there, and hooves, and I don't know what that. Some kind of clothing, maybe.
Yeah, getting a lot of these guys give me kind of like Celtic
mask is cool.
Mythology and their gods kind of look, kind of vibe.
So yeah, nice little wizard pack.
Oh yeah.
Oh, put all those away.
Anyone pause it?
No.
Okay. We're gonna keep going.
Yep.
We're not breaking this up. We're doing one big setting.
Now we'll do the Krakenlian Jelries. So this is potentially the best pack. The wizards are much stronger with them, and the pirates coming up are way stronger with them. But because these are commons and they're as good as they are, for contemporary, they might be the best thing right now.
If I'm not mistaken, in lore, I think they're like basically like distant relatives to the Kyrie. They're like if they lived in the ocean.
I'll read that too. So here's the back.
Holy crap, that Kraken's bigger than I thought it was too.
Well, Kyrie are big, so are Jelry.
Holy crap.
But it says, the endless wars that rage across the land and skies of Valhalla have sent ripples deep into the planet's enigmatically dangerous seas. Breaking a decades-long policy of non-intervention, the Kyrie's aquatic cousins, the Jelry, have sent their first wave of soldiers surging to the surface with unfathomable monsters in tow. So like he was saying, they're related to the Kyrie, which is why they're called Jelry. One cool thing about the lore is we haven't really seen much coming from the ocean, and now we are. Another cool thing is Vidar, whose team these guys follow, doesn't have any Kyrie squads yet, but the Jelry are cousins to them, so this is kind of like having his first Kyrie squad. But they got fishy face, they got like a conch shell or something helmet, which kind of like Slowbro and Pokemon.
Yeah, I think some of them,
Tridents, which is
you'll
cool
see different skulls here.
The Kyrie all have spears and swords and axes and hammers. Well, now we got Trident.
Yeah, this one's kind of like, I want to say it's like the leader, almost like pointed like, charge, men!
Well, yeah, they all have different things they're doing.
Yep. And then this one here, as you can see, it's not actually has a conch, but has a conch they're using to actually like sound the war horns. Yeah, it looks really good to me.
And that's part of one of their abilities too.
Boom, boom, boom.
So they are from Valhalla.
They have anglerfish heads actually, because they have a little light on their head.
Yeah, that's cool. So Jelry, Vanguards, Fierce, Medium 5, Common Squad, so you can have multiples. I forgot they only have 2 defense, so that's a little lower. But normal attack, normal move, 65 points is pretty low for 4 guys. They can swim, so they don't have to stop their movement in water. But one cool power they have is a Jelry Vanguard adds 2 to its defense value when it is on a water space or defends from an attack from a figure that has height advantage on them. So when they're below. So the thing with that is, you could have an army of Microcore and these guys and this other one we're about to talk about. Send the Microcore up, try to get height, shoot down on people for extra attack. And then when people come up and take out the Microcore, you can come up from below with them and get +2 defense, which is 4 defense. even though they get their one extra skull, which is actually more of a benefit for you. Then you can fight them on level ground to keep your, basically you want to come up from below and then get above them when you can and attack down.
From below, because it's from the ocean,
then
too.
that'll give you a 4 attack, but yeah. And then water's usually low anyway. But they also have title advance, so at the start of each round, after placing order markers, you may move every one of the fierce, which these are fierce, and unfathomable, which is the next guy. Figures you control up to 1 space for each of your order markers on them. So, if you have 1, 2, 3, and X on these guys, you can move all of the jewelry you have that round and every round up to 4 spaces, plus the unfathomable figures that you have.
So if you have an army of them, that's a lot of figures moving.
And that's like what you have with the orcs, the death chasers, but every round instead of just in the beginning. So like I said, if you start with them lower, all of a sudden you can move up to get to the height quickly, and you got more defense when you're coming up from below too. So you usually, if you don't have an entire army of them, you usually want to save them for the last part of the game. But anyways, now this is just very aesthetic because of how smooth and nice his shell is.
I know, it's very satisfying looking.
But he's a large 5, so he's still 5 because of his height of his shell. But he's a large, and that has something to do with these, I think. But technically, with this being so high, he can't get under certain things.
Yeah.
But anyway, he's unfathomable, so he goes with these guys, which is why he's in the pack. And
good job with the wash.
He's from Valhalla as well, so if you go in the seas, you might come across krakenlings. Dangerous seas. So he's a kraken, a common hero, so you can have multiples with 1 card, which is awesome. He's a monster. He's unfathomable. He's a large 5. 5 defense, 3 life is actually pretty average. For attack, is higher. For move is lower, but there's 2 powers he has to help him with that. Swim also helps with that. You don't have to stop in water. Flailing tentacles, for every life you have, you may attack 1 time. So, 3 life, you can attack 3 times. Warp space, instead of moving normally, you can move on an empty space within 4 spaces. If you are engaged at the start, it will take leaving engagement attacks. But you can teleport through people and above people and get at people like Raylan and Q10 and stuff like that with them. And you don't even need to put an order marker on him until he's up in the action if you have him with the jewelries. And then Eldritch Switch, you can use that instead of warp space. After you move normally, a Krakenling may switch spaces with a figure with an adjacent single space figure, even if they're huge, like some of the different figures we got, like dragons and frost giant and stuff. So that's cool. So you can switch to get above him, or if you teleport, that's another way often that you can get 5 attack down on people, maybe multiple attacks of it. So for 85 points, that seems pretty legit. And you can pause that if you want.
Unpause.
Size comparison, since they're cousins with these guys, that's why they're so big. Because they're basically Kyrie.
But fish.
Just so you guys can see that.
Yeah, have you ever noticed they're kind of almost like flying fish, or like the way their wings are, kind of like that. But they don't fly, but...
And the last one I'm going to open, then it'll be Alex, is Deflectatron. Here's
Boom,
the
boom,
back.
boom.
You see the art has like bullets bouncing off.
Yeah.
So this is another Vidar figure. We've got
Woohoo! More Vidar. I like it.
Nice. He doesn't have a lot, so it's nice.
Oh, yeah.
And this is painted because it's a promo. When you pre-order, you get this. So I got 3 coming, and then...
I got 1.
And then later they will be at tournaments, too. So he can show you all the hands and faces and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Look at this bad boy. It's like Talk to the hand. Talk to the hand.
Oops, I didn't use the back.
Talk to the hand.
So the back says, deployed from a hidden satellite far above Valhalla, the sturdy Deflectatron descends onto the battlefield. Deflectatrons project impenetrable force fields around the key assets of Vidar's war effort.
Emphasis on the impenetrable, apparently.
So this guy is from Alpha Prime. Solborg, so another one of those guys. Common here, you can have multiple. He's a guard, so you can put him in a guard army if you want. He's stubborn and a medium 5. Stubborn again. Alright, so slow with a move of 4, but it doesn't matter because you're dropping him wherever you want.
There it is.
Normal attack of 3, defense of 4 with only a life of 1, but that's okay because he only costs 25 points. He's passive, so he doesn't make leading engagement attacks. But the 2 other powers we're going to focus on are orbital deployment 3. Figures with that power don't start on the battlefield. At the start of a round, before placing order markers, you may place one Deflectatron that has not entered the battlefield on empty space within 3 clear sight spaces of an ally figure of yours. I should say friendly figure. Well, yeah, friendly figure. So it could be if you're doing a team with that, your friend's figure. But
Yes.
you cannot use more than 1 orbital deployment special power each round. So you can only do 1 of them per round.
So if you had 3 of them, you take you 3 rounds to use them.
Yeah, but you don't have to roll for it. You just drop them.
Yep.
And then magnetic deflector shield. That's the kind of the main thing here. Figures adjacent to 1 or more of them cannot determine clear line of sight. So basically, you drop them next to somebody's Raylan on the enemy team, or someone with an aura, like Bachmurna maybe, or something. But most of the time, figures like Raylan won't have order markers on them, so they won't get any benefit from Raylan unless they kill this guy to get him away from Raylan. And that can just make your enemy scramble a bit.
Mm-hmm.
When a figure adjacent to 1 or more of the Deflectatrons defends against an attack from a non-adjacent figure, change 1 die result that was not a shield into a shield. So you would be giving their Raylan extra shield, but if you would really just rather kill their guys, you can land them next to a Raylan or something and kill the people around it while he's in place easier. And then maybe you can get to Raylan easier, get through the wall. Magnetic deflector shield is negated when another person with this ability, which is probably just going to be Deflectatron, is next to him. So you could land him, and if the enemy has one, they could land one next to him, and then his power is negated. So
that's interesting.
If you use him as a counter, if you have a Raylan build and you don't want that to happen, and you're a little worried about it, but you have 25 points to spare, you can get one and just wait for them to use it and then land yours right next to theirs and continue the program as usual, pretty much.
That's funny.
So, and yeah, like I said, so he's interesting, and for being a filler, he's got really cool abilities, and he looks cool, and I think we'll see him pretty often. Rather than just having one last offensive figure, you got this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who can do something mid-game that can really affect the game a little bit. And even if he is left at the end, he's really not that bad. Like, Isamu for Delta points is 20 points. If you get him up against him, I mean, 3 attack, 4 defense is pretty reliable. He could fight Isamu pretty well, I think, actually. So, not a bad option, even offensively, for 25 points. So, all right. And now you can pause it, because then it'll be your turn. Here we go. Alex is opening some things.
We're going to start with the Great Bow Archers and the Scions of Akira.
Ikaria. Ikaria. You can go ahead and read it.
Yeah. The great dragons of Akira are revered as majestic, regal, or even godly. Their princelings less so. Imperious and prone to squabbling, the scions of dragon houses are sent to war with other lords in hopes of gaining some regal bearing. Some Icarians, unimpressed with their overlords, join a resistance trained in dragon slaying. Wielding gargantuan bows larger than their frames, great bow archers stand ready for the day their reptilian oppressors are deposed. Even the scales of a lord can be broken.
Yep. So we got the baby dragons are kind of cocky, and you got the dragon hunters. And these are unpainted, but obviously, like the box shows, we got Mimring, Nilfheim, and Braxis colored dragons.
Yep. Da-da-da.
There's that box. There's the back of the box.
Let's start with one that looks like Mimring.
Well,
yeah.
You got to read the cards.
Where did the card go? There it is.
So just open it and try not to bend it.
Yep.
And I'll. You said which you're doing the dragons?
Dragons first.
Okay. So this would be the one that looks like
Mimring.
No,
nope,
this is Nilfheim. So this one's a white colored one actually, with blue eyes. He's holding a skull there, pretty neat.
So the Scions of Kira, even though they're different dragons.
What size are they anyway?
They are medium 4.
So cool, yeah. So they're actually slightly smaller than human, and you can kind of see that with the deflected tron there.
Mm-hmm.
So
what's interesting is they're all of Utgar's team, even though one of the dragons is like related to one that's from Utgar, but they're all.
Yeah, this Mimring one is eating something.
Yep, eating a lizard. Another one's doing Shakespeare, holding a skull.
And the one that'll grow up to be an acid dragon here.
Yep.
Braxis.
They're a dragon, common squad sign. They're pompous, so makes sense. They have 1 life. They have 5 move, 1 range, 2 attack, and 2 defense. So it doesn't seem like much, but it's 75 points. They have just regular flying, but they do have 2 abilities. Cleave to the mighty. At the start of the game, choose an Archmage, Dragon, King, or Queen, unique hero you control to be the lead for all the Scions of Ikaria you control. Before taking a turn with the Scions of Ikaria, you may take a turn with their chosen liege, which that kind of opens for a lot of characters they can be bonded with. Then they have Draconic Breath, which is range 4, attack 2. This is how they attack them from range. Only figures within 3 clear sight spaces of the Scions of Akira. Leads can be targeted by Draconic Breath special attack.
So right now in Contemporary, they're actually going to be pretty powerful. And later they'll still be solid, maybe B or something. But the cool thing is you can get just a few squads of them and you can just choose to squad or bond with Braxis or Queen Kyrian or the Bug Queen or I don't know if any kings other than the dragons, but any of the dragons, either a Sonlin. So there's a lot of choices, so they're very versatile. And that could be cool in some tournaments where there's certain rules that might help you out or whatever. Or you could even pick 2 possible heroes for them to bond with and just choose one to be the liege, depending on what the enemy has. So you could choose Braxis or Charos or Sonlin or Queen Kyrian or something, and then pick the one to bond that you think would be better. So, anyway.
And one of my favorite from this box, the Great Bow Archers.
Yep.
They are
2 or 3 of them would be great in an army.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you want a full army of them.
Yeah, they're giant, so you can see they're
Maybe
pretty
though.
big.
So yeah, they're a large 8, which he's about to say.
Yep, large 8. They're common squad, some more of them. They're archer and they're precise.
They're Jandar, so they got big, thick armor. Painted ones got darker skin. They got big bows with rope for string. And then they got javelins for arrows. And as you can see here, they are about the same height as that wizard that was 8 high. But they're what, half giants or giants?
Nope, just giant.
So, yeah.
Full-fledged
So
giant.
humans that are somewhere around the height of the dragon are a little higher. Obviously, they're a giant. They're just more like Goliath-sized giants instead of Jotun.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right.
Well, giants from a different world because they're from Kyria.
And then here, yeah, Icaria from the Dragon World. They hunt dragons.
Yep. Where's Jotun's from, I think, Phelan.
But these guys, you can see shooting the javelin now. What else was it saying?
So they have 2 life, 6 move, 7 range, and 3 attack and 3 defense, 80 points. So that's pretty good on its own. But then they have a special thing. Well, it's not a special attack. It's called Long Shot Specialist. When a great bow archer that has not moved this turn attacks a figure at range 4 or greater, add 1 to her attack value. If the target figure is at range 7 or greater, instead add 2 to their attack value. So from far away, that's like freaking 5.
Yeah. If you can manage that. I don't think you can move when you use it though.
Yes, so. It's not the move.
But
it's like you're kind of getting like the Borealis guys. They're kind of like waiting fire almost.
Imagine, I don't know which one's easy to grab. Maybe you can just grab Nilfheim. He's down there. And these guys, look how big they're. First of all, they're pretty big compared to dragons. Not as big as a dragon. But imagine shooting that giant javelin into a dragon. You could skewer them all the way through their body, pretty much.
I feel like this is like a human fighting a bear.
So it's no wonder, yeah.
Some bears, I think grizzly bear more accurate.
So it's no wonder they are able to hunt dragons. They got those giant spear here.
Yeah, they're
those
big.
Giant javelins. Yep.
Yeah, so I think they're going to be fun to use even in army.
They look cool. They'll be easy to move around if you have trouble grabbing small things for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
And they're pretty effective. Some people might use them in an entire army. I wouldn't unless it was like a low figure count, maybe then. Because you could have like 12 of them, and they each have 2 life, so their survivability is long. And so but that long range, Contemporary has nothing with 7 range except Q11's one part of his special, which is a weak attack of 2. So these guys have the most powerful long range attacks in Contemporary right now, and they can get even stronger if you aren't, if you're actually far away from them. So.
Yeah, one thing I will say is that if you're playing on a field where there's probably a lot less obstructions, it's going to be a lot easier to just sit on one end and, you know, let the other person come up and you just start...
Well, the way this battlefield is, we start up a little bit.
I know.
So as soon as you move once, or if you're starting in the right spot, you could hit almost anything.
And then... So...
And like someone else pointed out, you can overlap, so... If somebody's here and somebody's back here, we'll say here, and there's a figure coming up over here, they might only be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 away from this guy, which would, I think, be 4 attack. But that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 away from this guy. So he would get his full attack. She would, get the full attack of 5.
And then it would be 4.
Yeah. So, anyway. Last one.
That's the Pirates, the last of the Pirates. At least the one that was created by Avalon Hill.
Yep, this is the final thing from Avalon Hill, other than maybe drawings.
Yep.
But figures that were coming in that big box, this is the last stuff. So you can read the back of the box.
Okay. Capable of convincing even the most devoted crew to turn pirate and fight with newfound ferocity, the Crimson Widow, which is this one, is counted among the great captains who have ever lived. One such group she swayed from Ugar's forces are the dreadnoughts of Caraway Cavern, a truly fearsome crew. They are unyieldingly loyal to their captain and will gladly crush the skull of anyone who suggests otherwise.
Whoa. All right.
Yep, so...
You can read the cards.
Yep.
Maybe you can start with the dreadnought.
Fair enough, we'll save the captain for last.
Because they are definitely cool. They are just what the pirates needed, and they're the best squad now, I think, and she's the best hero, probably. Admiral's still good, but she's definitely one of the top 2. But anyway.
Okay, so we got the dreadnoughts of Caraway Cavern.
What size are they?
Medium 5.
So
I thought they'd be a tiny bit bigger, I still thought.
So they're human size, and you can see they're smaller than them, bigger than them. So that makes sense.
They are, I guess, again, all on Utgar. And then one of them you can tell is a gorilla.
Well,
From the Gorillinators.
so this one's a shark, and he's got a hook and a shark spear thing.
That's my favorite of the group, the figures. I thought he looked
pretty
so cool.
The Gorillinator looking guy is here.
Mm-hmm.
He's got mechanical legs and arms and armor and a giant powered hammer that goes back to his back. And you guys definitely would remember these guys being advertised a couple of years back when they were trying to bring all this back with Avalon Hill. He seems slightly bigger. He seems kind of in the middle of the group. And he seems a little smaller, but...
The lizard guy, he's got a big hammer. Though.
Yeah.
Definitely have the war hammer.
He's a green lizard that kind of looks slightly like a green scale, or maybe from Skyrim again. If you want to...
Secretly Skyrim is part of Heroscape.
Argonian, a buff Argonian. Yeah. But
so they are varied. We've seen a few of them.
Varied
multiple species. And they're unique squad. You don't have one. They're pirate and wild. And they have 2 life, 6 move, 1 range, 3 attack, 3 defense.
So normal stats, but they're a little quick and survive longer.
Yep. And they have 3 things. They have the Captain's Way, which is the start of the game.
That's basically just choosing a captain. You can bond with them, and within 4 clear sight spaces, you get +1 defense die.
And same thing for Captain's Orders. If you take a turn with the Dreadnoughts of Cavern, you make a turn with their chosen captain or pirate hero control.
Yep, so any pirate captain or hero.
Yeah, those 2 abilities have been on other pirates before here. But Mortal Blow, that one's unique on them. After attacking an opponent's figure, roll 1 attack die for each wound inflicted in that attack. For each additional skull roll, inflict 1 wound on that figure.
So let's see. You roll... You get 1. That's a good example. Probably.
You want me to roll?
See how much they defend. Okay, so nothing would happen there, but let's just say you roll all 3.
That's 6.
Well, let's say you get a height attack on somebody. You get 4 dice.
Yep. 2.
You get 2. You attack someone with only 2 defense that's a hero.
Mm-hmm.
They get nothing. Now... You get to do what now? Inflict 1
wound for each skull you rolled. So you rolled 2 skulls. That means 4.
So I already got 2 wounds. And now, after taking a turn with... Roll 1 attack die for each wound. So you don't automatically put 4 wounds. You get to roll 2 attack die because you wounded them twice.
So you see you get more.
And now,
you got 2.
Now I did get 4, but on average I would have got 1 extra with 2 dice. But anyway, that just shows sometimes you'll be able to inflict big amounts of wounds on heroes. So like a hero with 5 life that just took 4 wounds would probably be dead in that 1 attack. And you got 3 guys that can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. So, more blow because they have like big weapons. So when they hit hard and have a chance to do more damage.
Yeah, you got the big power hammer, the big spiky hammer, and a giant hook. So yeah, they're fast, they're strong. With the hero coming up that we're about to talk about, they could actually end up with 4 attack and 5 on height, which makes that power even all the more destructive. Which is super fun. And my friend Austin loves the pirates, so...
He'll be having fun later.
Yep.
So, we have the last, but not least...
The Crimson Widow, who... She's on the ship, part of the lore, the Crimson... It might be Crimson something, but... It's called the Crimson something or whatever, but... It has Crimson in its name. So she's on that ship.
Mm-hmm.
And she's the widow from that ship, so...
She's from Einar. She's human, unique hero, captain, and bold, medium 5. She's got 5 life, 5 move, 1 range, 4 attack, 3 defense for 150.
All average, but higher than normal attack, but really high points.
But the abilities,
really good abilities.
Yeah. So first we'll start with hire crew. At the start of the game, you may choose your unique squad in your army. For this game, the chosen squad's class becomes pirate, replacing the class card listed on its army card. Basically, you can make any unique squad pirates, so they can bond and do stuff.
Most of the time, you would pick the bears because if you have points for it, that's 4 bears, 2 life, 4 defense. They can run 6. And now when they run, they get 2 attack, or if they don't run, they get 4 attack. Or another popular one's the Zumi Samurai because they can counter-strike and now get 3 attack. Or the Tagawa, who get Bloodlust every kill, which would give them starting with 4 attack and can get up to 7 then. And then you got Ninjas of Northern Wing, who could go from 4 to 5 attack because they could be made into pirates. And I mentioned this not long ago, but you could even choose the Krav, where you're just shooting and running.
Mm-hmm.
They would have 3 attack, but then if someone made it to you, normally the Krav are just screwed when somebody makes it to them.
Mm-hmm.
But if they do live, now they can do a melee attack of 4 and potentially kill someone and run away and keep running and shooting like they like to do.
One team just meant that's pirate commander. While there's
Yeah.
an order mark on the Crimson Widow, all pirates you control increase their attack value by 1, attacking adjacent figures. So that is pretty good.
Yeah, and Elite Onyx Vipers are unique too, so you could have them coming in with 10 defense until they get to you, and then when they do get to you, they could have 4 attack and potentially Frenzy move 7. They'd be a good choice, especially in Delta points. For now, they're 70 points. So is the Ninja, so. And Kazuki, they already hit hard, like 5, but if you did choose them, they could run 8 to get up to people and hit you for 6.
It's pretty good.
So there's a lot of unique guys that could be good.
And then her last but not least is Midnight Raid. Before taking a turn with Crimson Widow, you may reveal the X order marker on this armor card to choose up to 2 pirates you control within 6 clear sight spaces of the Crimson Widow. You may move the chosen pirate up to 3 spaces each.
I was just thinking there's a lot of other unique ones too that you could pick
unique.
that are new too. They're fast, can hit hard for 4 if you have them be pirates, and they can grab people. That's a squad of 5 that could be increased by 1 attack.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of a normal squad, but they could be done. Knaves are already pirates. But Knaves on her team would have 5 attack if you disengage and attack a new figure.
I was going to say, yeah, if you did that, that'd be heightened.
So pirates are going to be lower survivability, but hit like a truck with her. And these guys actually kind of make up for that survivability. So now if you like the pirates, now's your moment.
Yes.
And the wizards. If you really like the wizards, this is now your moment, especially in low figure count games. So yeah. Or rules where you can only do like 1 squad of each squad or something. So yeah, anyway, that's all we got for you guys. In a little bit, we'll be making a game showing the new versus the old. We'll do an initiation battle.
Initiation!
So we'll see you guys later.
Bye-bye.